Are we back?
Yep.
Okay. If that happens again, it's saying I have no internet. I'm in the computer lab. My Wi-Fi says it's on full blast. So if I lose you again, I'll keep trying to get you back. That's what I've been doing in these seconds or minutes that we've been down. Now, did you hear anything of what I said about sanctification? Because I think you all looked frozen just before it went out. So, okay. So sanctification has two parts to it. It's when we come to Christ, we are set apart by God for God. So sanctification carries with it, to sanctify something is to set it apart for a special purpose. So so on the one hand, when we come to Christ, we are sanctified. We are set apart by God for God. So we've been set apart for a special purpose, which is to love God and to serve Him, to love God and enjoy Him forever, I think is the way Augustine put it. But there's a second part to sanctification, which is ongoing, which is lifelong. So once we've been set apart by God for God, then He works in our lives and we become more and more like Jesus. So that's why I've given you that definition, that is, it's a process by which God makes us more and more like Jesus over the course of our lives. So living a life separated to God is the correct answer for number 3. Everybody got that? We good? Okay.
Yep.
So in his prayer, for whom did Christ pray? He prayed for 3 persons or groups. So what was the first one?
Himself.
Himself. He prayed for himself. And then what was the second one?
His disciples.
His disciples, the 11 at this point. And then what was the last thing he prayed for?
The future believers.
All future believers. So Jesus prayed for you and for me. So for all future believers, himself, his disciples, and all future believers. When Jesus prayed that believers might be one, in what 2 ways did he mean that? Now, it's in the English anyway, it's a little convoluted what he's saying about those future believers, everyone who would believe in him, that they would be one, but he meant that they would be one with in 2 different areas. What was one of them? That they would be one with
God.
One with God. Okay, so he's praying that we would be one with God. And then what's the other one? That we would be one with
Each other.
Each other.
each other. Exactly. Each other. Yep. With other believers, one with other believers. And then finally, what 2 requests did Jesus make for himself in his prayer? He prayed that he would be glorified, but in 2 separate ways, or in 2 different ways. So what was the first one? That he would be glorified
In his death.
in his death. And then secondly, that he would be glorified
in his resurrection.
Sort of. He would be glorified in God's presence, meaning in heaven. Now, that can sound kind of, I don't know, self-centered. God, glorify me. But you need to take that in the context that he's just said, I want you to be glorified. So glorify me in my death, glorify me in heaven, in your presence, so that you might be glorified. So that helps us understand that a little bit better. Any questions on that? Okay, here's how the Kieser quiz works, and we're already 15 minutes into this broken Zoom meeting, so we'll try and do this quickly. If you have the capability to put your camera on, it'll be easier for you to answer the questions. If you don't have the capability to do that, then you're going to hit either the thumbs up or the question, one of those icons that'll come up, and then if I see your icon before I see someone's hand go up, then I'll call on you. So if I can see you, and right now I can see Caitlin, Kate, myself, great, and Grace. So Pablo, Claire, and Jake, if you need to hit either the thumbs up, any of those icons, clapping, raise hand, any of those. If I see that before I see the hand, I'll call on you. You can all unmute your mics unless you have a bunch of background noise, but it'll be faster if you unmute your mics. The winner gets candy, and not just a fun-sized candy bar. I will deliver whatever candy you want to you. So ask Kate. It's not a puny little bit of candy, is it, Kate? No. It's a good thing we got that stimulus, because I'm handing out candy left and right now. Okay, so here we go. True or false? Proselytes were Gentiles who had converted to Judaism. Go. Grace.
False.
Nope.
They were.
Somebody else? Pablo?
True.
True, you get that point. Now you keep track of your own score, so write down. Yeah, proselytes were Gentiles who had committed to, or who had converted.
Oh, because Greeks are Gentiles.
Greeks are Gentiles.
Okay.
Right. Proselytes are a type of Gentile. Okay, the peace that Jesus gives this is also true and false. It'll be true and false until I tell you otherwise. The peace that Jesus gives is permanent. Go. Oh, you're frozen again. I'm about to get kicked off. I don't know if you can hear me, but my guess is we're about to get disconnected.